Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our distinguished speakers, members, and participants here at Flora Fauna Talks. We wish you a very happy and hopeful new year, and thank you for joining us for this web talk as we begin our 2026 together. Today's program brings a new year message, a lead talk on next generation agriculture, alongside with the release of Knowledge Calendar as well as Flora Sarthi, offering insight in the interface of science, policy, and practice. At Flora Fauna Science Foundation, we remain committed to advancing knowledge, stewardship, and action for sustainable development and progress with nature. With this, I invite Dr. Anita Yadav to formally welcome you all and lead the event.
Thank you, Monica. Good morning to all and wishing you a very happy new year. So today we are starting uh, the starting of the year. We are having a lead talk by a mentor, by a chairperson, Flora Fauna Science Foundation. So to introduce him is really a pride for me. So proceeding with that, good morning, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity with great pride and fortune to introduce you all to the personality with whose lead talk and guidance and vision we are going to start our year 2026. He is our mentor and guide, founder chairperson Flora Fauna Science Foundation, and founder and mentor Skies. His director Skies Life Technologies New Delhi, adjunct professor at IARI New Delhi. He was a former director CMAP CSIR. He is Professor Sumanpreet Singh Khanuja. He specializes in molecular and general technology, biotechnology, genetics, plant genetics and breeding, agri entrepreneurship, technology, innovation, mentor in life sciences, IP and knowledge facilitator in biotechnology. He has many awards and recognition to his name, to name a few. He is Fellow National Academy of Sciences, Fellow National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, he is Fellow Indian Society of Agricultural Biochemist. He was a President of Medicinal Aromatic Plant Society of India from 2006 to 14. He has many awards, and to name a few, because it is not possible for me to name all of them, it will take an hour or more than that. So, to name a few, CSIR Technology Award in Life Sciences. He got CSIR Award for Rural Development, to which he is really committed and for which this Flora Fauna Science Foundation has been working, and Golden Peacock Award, Picky Award, IDMA Patent Award, to mention the most important, which we really take pride in letting you know, he was awarded with the best teacher, which he is, of the Faculty Award at IARI, Pusa, New Delhi. He combines in him as a technologist, a rare blend of conventional and modern biology with core expertise in agriculture. Outcome of his work has been in plant-based health products, aromas, nutraceuticals, and functional food in lab to industry to market mode. He has about 50 technology and product patents to his name, 200 peer-reviewed research publications, and he guided more than 20 students for PhD. His mission steered, which are more focused to be mentioned here, it was Leher for farmer, Tarang for enabling students, then Saksham for women entrepreneurship, Manav for the unreached part of the society, biovillages for rural development. These are the things we are taking up in the Flora Fauna Innovation Summit and overall project of Flora Fauna Science Foundation deals with these main motives. And he is a really visionary leader and a true mentor for all of us, for the farmers as well as the students. His vision deals with science, knowledge, and innovation for better health, life, and societal empowerment through capability transfer. So thank you so much for letting me to introduce to such a great personality. Now I would like to invite our chairperson of and founder, Flora Fauna Science Foundation, to guide us and enlighten us in the year we start with. Thank you. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anita. I welcome you and everyone on the platform and also those who are listening through distant platforms. Uh, to start with, let me say a very happy and fruitful new year ahead 2026 to all of you, which is scientifically rich, technologically enabled, and socially rewarding to all of you. So, as we have a tradition of beginning the lead talks by the founder himself, so I'll be doing that. Uh, Anita has broken the boundaries to put me on, a profile, which then I have to justify, uh, and also I get humbled by what she said about me. So once again, welcoming you. I'll begin with my talk and the message that I would like to deliver. So I'll share my uh, slides with you. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible. Yeah.
So when I was told that I must take up a topic that is challenging, I felt that why not think of shaping agriculture, which makes a lot of meaning to all of us. And today we are standing at the crossroads where we always are debating, what should be done in agriculture that it really becomes a frontier for a country like India and not a backseat domain. You all will agree with me that in spite of all the efforts that farmers make and even researchers do, we are not able to reach at a stage where agriculture looks as a frontier. Sometimes we even say it is not a rocket science, but I like to see it as a rocket science. That's what my feeling is, and that's why I've mentioned here as a rider for the next generation agriculture title, breaking the paradigm of seed to seed and land. Whenever we think of agriculture, we feel we have to sow the seeds, grow the crop, get the seeds, and sell them. And this all depends on the land that we have. Now, that puts a lot of boundaries and limitations on agriculture. So, through my talk today, I would like to break those boundaries. As you all know, that every year we work on a theme, and this year the theme has been Prakriti Se Unnati. That means progress or advancement with nature, through nature, and sometimes even by nature. So that's what our theme has been this year, which will culminate with the innovation summit in February that we will be having. So with this theme and the topic within that, the next generation agriculture, I'll like to move forward. So let me begin with wishing you once again, everyone, the Happy New Year 2026 with a message. The message that I have for you is beauty is enhanced multifold when fragrance from within sweetens the surroundings. Now, surroundings contain the society, the planet, the earth, the soil, the water, the air, and whatnot. And this fragrance, which is within us, is basically our capability or ability. तो आप सबका मैं इस नए वर्ष पर स्वागत करता हूं। आप सभी को मैं शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और ये कहना चाहता हूं अपने संदेश द्वारा कि जो हमारे अंदरूनी शक्ति है, जो हमारी आत्मिक शक्ति है, वो हमारी खुशबू है, वही हमारी सुगंध है। उस सुगंध को अगर हम ऐसे फैलाएं कि उस सुगंध का, उस शक्ति का सभी को, चाहे वो समाज हो, चाहे वो दूसरे जीव जंतु हो, चाहे हमारी धरती माँ हो, सबको लाभ हो सके, तो शायद हम सुंदर नजर आए। वही ब्यूटी है। सो इस मैसेज के साथ मैं आगे बढ़ता हूँ नेक्स्ट जनरेशन एग्रीकल्चर के टॉपिक पर। और टू बिगिन विद, for next generation agriculture, I'd like to set the agenda for you. And I thought a lot about it, and then I reached some of the things that I felt that would be making meaning if we, uh, yeah, if we if we classify what we want to do. And in that, first thing is what will be the key? इसकी चाबी क्या है? नेक्स्ट जनरेशन एग्रीकल्चर की चाबी और द की टेक्नोलॉजी और सस्टेनेबिलिटी में रहती है। टेक्नोलॉजी, प्रौद्योगिकी और सस्टेनेबिलिटी, निरंतरता, ताकि वो रुक ना जाए। अगर इस चाबी को लेकर हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, if we begin with this key of technology and sustainability, then our approach also will have to contain that there are no wastes in agriculture whatever we do. हम बहुत बार बात करते हैं पराली की समस्या या और भी कई समस्याओं की बात करते हैं, ऐसा कुछ भी उभरे ही ना और उसको हम टेक्नोलॉजी द्वारा उसका समाधान करें। सो वी हैव टू फाइंड सॉल्यूशंस फॉर एवरीथिंग दैट ब्लॉक्स द प्रोग्रेस ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर। And no barriers means there will not be any barriers, whether you say it cannot be grown here, or you say just now or in this season it cannot be grown, or you say that there are problems with your land or soil and so on, or you do not have land. So all barriers have to be broken in next generation agriculture. That's what will be out of box strategy. And then the path, क्या रास्ता हम चुनेंगे? द पाथ इज टू इनोवेट एंड ट्रांसलेट। नवाचार से उसको यथार्थ बनाते हुए अगर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन एग्रीकल्चर को पालेंगे। और इसके पीछे जो विज्ञान होगी, द साइंस एंड आल्सो R&D इन साइंस हैज टू एम एट टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस। और इसी पर फ्लोरा फोना साइंस फाउंडेशन काम करती है कि हम जो समस्याएं हमें फील्ड में नज़र आती हैं वो हम उन संस्थाओं तक लेके जाते हैं जो खोज में लगे हैं और उनको बताते हैं कि हमें किस चीज़ का समाधान चाहिए, आप उसमें रिसर्च करिए। या आपने एक टेक्नोलॉजी विकसित की है तो इसको लाने में मुश्किल हो रही है तो उसका समाधान कीजिए और उसका क्या तरीका होगा, व्हाट विल बी द स्ट्रेटजी। स्ट्रेटजी हैज़ टू बी, इकोनॉमिक्स हैज़ टू बी लुक्ड अलोंग विद इकोलॉजी। हमें केवल आर्थिकी नहीं, वातावरण को भी साथ में लेकर चलना जरूरी है। हमने इस चीज को अपने फ्लोरास आर्थिक एडिटोरियल में भी मेंशन किया था, जिसको हमने इको एग्रीकल्चर का नाम दिया था। और who will be the beneficiaries, who will be the stakeholders? The villages, youth and industry. For us, as well as I think for next generation agriculture, if we can just focus on these three, villages, youth and industry, the biggest beneficiary will be the society. Every common man will be benefited and will have the prosperity happening. And the aim is to enable the society, to enable the planet for better health and better environment. That would be the strategy which next generation agriculture would require. And that's why I say this out of box strategy will be strategic. The strategy has to be there. It has to be high tech. Technology, as I said, agriculture also has to become rocket science. And then bio driven, because agriculture works with organisms, mainly the plants. Then how other biological systems can help these plants to perform the best way through a synergy, whether through sharing of the genes or the functions or the products and so on. We will be talking about that. So in this, I have tried to draw a roadmap, and that roadmap has to have converging innovations. That means, we keep on doing some innovations which become useful to us, or a farmer does an innovation becomes useful to him or her, or a scientist does and publishes the paper or gets the patents and so on. No, we have to take these innovations with other innovations to make a story end to end, which will converge into what we want to see as a progressive agriculture, an agriculture that leads the frontier. You must have been hearing many terminologies nowadays coming up in the type of agriculture we want to do. And they merge also and they segregate also. But what I have tried to do is I put them into three categories in the roadmap, which we have to follow. Or we can think of even something else that can be integrated into it or converged into it. And that has to be through साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी अप्रोचेस. तो जो विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी के जो तरीके होंगे वो ऐसे होने चाहिए कि किसी और ने कहीं कुछ किया तो उसको भी हम अपना लें, इंक्लूसिव हो जाए, और हम जो भी नवाचार करें वो आपस में जुड़ते चले जाएं, वो अपने एक एकांत में या आइसोलेशन में ना पड़े रहें. जब मिलकर ये सारी चीज़ें निकलेंगी तो ये तीन तरीके की जो पर्सपेक्टिव्स हैं एग्रीकल्चर के वो हम सोच सकते हैं. और इसी पे मैं थोड़ा और विस्तार पर बात करूंगा. So I'll be elaborating on strategic agriculture, high-tech agriculture, and bioagriculture, not in a segregated or independent things happening like strategic agriculture independent of high-tech agriculture, or this independent of bioagriculture. I'll try to bring out some examples to you from public domain as well as what we have done, and then try to convince you that if we follow this path, we might be able to bring a leapfrog progress in agriculture sector. Now, when we say strategic agriculture, or as the name says, strategy, we have to create. We went from planning commission to Niti Ayog, right? Now, Niti is basically to make strategy, not policy. Policy is the consequence of the strategy. And that's what we have to think here. And the terminologies that you keep on hearing, I have tried to put them together here so that you could, start visualizing that what this terminology could mean. And as you would yourself see that these terminologies merge into each other. I would not like to say that one is independent of the other, or one form of agriculture has nothing to do with other form of agriculture as it has been projected. So to begin with, we talk of greener agriculture. Now, greener means the earth, the land, or the soil has to be more green. And how will it be more green? When we can produce more. So higher per day with respect to time and per inch with respect to the area. Productivity has to be there. And that could be achieved by another agriculture that we talk. In fact, this terminology I had myself given, taller and deeper agriculture. Now, taller and deeper agriculture means we could have multi-layered cropping. Like multi-story towers are coming up now in infrastructure. Why not multi-story agriculture? I'll give you some examples. Then evergreen agriculture. That means never it should be that now there is no season for agriculture. We have to break the season and climate barriers. How we will do, how we will utilize the functions and genes and the capabilities, we will come to that. Then another term, profit agriculture. That means value addition. Now, value addition can be in planta when the crop is growing, in vitro in the laboratory, and post harvest. After harvesting, as I said, it cannot be just seed to seed. It can be after getting the seed also, we can do such processing that a value of 1 rupee becomes 100 rupees. And that's how we will lead. No waste agriculture. That means cyclic economy. Now, cyclic economy both for land or soil as well as biomass. That neither the land or soil should be wasted, nor what we produce on that soil or land or through agriculture should be wasted. Now, most of the time we talk about no waste or waste to wealth only by composting. No, I'm not meaning that. I'm saying it has to be real high value product. And then it has to go back to nature so that the planet remains happy. And lastly, again, it merges into the above, which I told you the categories that have been defined in various journals and various magazines and various publications or documentation, eco-agriculture. Now, this eco-agriculture is also the vision of Flora Fauna Science Foundation, and we wrote the one full editorial on that, that ecology and economics both have eco. Now they should echo into each other. That means एक दूसरे की आवाज सुने. When ecology and economics will work together, the sustainability becomes a consequence, and that's what even the planet or the policy makers at United Nations are concerned about. Then high-tech agriculture, which I said in the roadmap. So that is the second part of this roadmap. And high-tech agriculture, when I say I want to include into this the precision agriculture. Now, precision means precisely we must know what agriculture practice that we are following is going to give to us, and then how do we specifically work for that. So you have specialty or designer crops, you have artificial intelligence, machine learning, precise farming. All these things combined together, that you have very specific crop, you have very specialized functions or the products from that crop, and you also use modern techniques that are emerging today, artificial intelligence and bioinformatics or agroinformatics. Then smart agriculture. You know that climate change is giving us lots of challenges. You do not know when the winter would happen and how the winter would happen, or the summer would come, or the rains will come. That all is shifting abruptly and very erratically. It is not a systematic shift. If it was a systematic shift, it was not a challenge. We could have also shifted. But now it is happening all of a sudden, and you are seeing that right from floods to droughts and many other things are happening. And all over the world. It's not only limited to India. So, can we have climate resilient plants? That means smart plants or smart crops, which will be able to take up these fluctuations and still produce what you are doing that. And that is possible through the genotypes that genetics and biotechnology can produce. And then help them with, again, AI driven water efficient agro packages, and also utilize the machines like drones to perform those functions precisely as and when required through the sensors that drones can carry. So that type of smart agriculture has to be looked at. Then speedy agriculture. Speedy agriculture will happen through this smart agriculture by utilizing agroinformatics and information technology or database based crop production, not only production, also protection, and throughout the stand of the crop, and then after harvesting, how to save that harvest. All those things, if we utilize such that within the shortest time we produce the best yields of those plants or crops, we will be achieving a lot. Then this again, I had coined the term when I was making a policy paper for CSIR on reinvigorating agriculture, non-stop agriculture. That means breaking farm and product boundaries. You can say that you don't have to now stop because your land is not available, or your season is not available, or at this time you cannot have seeds formed and so on. So what can we do as innovative part? So captive and controlled or contained conditions can be there, wherein we can produce the same crop in a different way, not necessarily as a product that we see when it is grown in field, and achieve what we want as food or nutrition or the result of that. And things like hydroponics, aeroponics could be utilized. I'll come to that. And lastly, the third aspect in the roadmap, which I believe, and I'm sure many of us will believe, is biotech agriculture. Now, biotech agriculture, again, I have further subclassified it. Bioagriculture, farming to farming. That means the product of agriculture doesn't have to be necessarily food. It can be pharmaceutical also. It can be nutraceutical also. Not only that, it can be many molecules. So molecular farming can be there, or enzymes, proteins, and so on. So I will like to see our farmers tomorrow not saying I'm a wheat grower or I'm a pulse grower. They talking about I'm a dietary fiber farmer. I'm a I'm a farmer, protein farmer. I'm an enzyme farmer. I'm a drug farmer, like that. And that's what bioagriculture can do. And to further facilitate this bioagriculture, the new field that is emerging very fast, and I see this as a future for tomorrow, is cell agriculture. Now, cell agriculture is where we use genes and functions as a pool, not classified only that these are wheat genes and wheat functions. I can have wheat genes and functions expressed in, let us say, in a pulse, and I have dal, chawal right in one crop itself, like that. And also heterologous cells. That means we need not necessarily to go for expressing those into plants and grow as crops, but also can grow into yeast, can go into bacteria, and so on. Bioreactors or biofactories, that is precision fermentation. That means we can produce the specific enzymes performing specific functions and making the products for us, like smart proteins, or many antioxidants, or many molecules which could be drug molecules. And then microbial tools. Now, where we can have right from biostimulants like biofertilizers and things like that, or growth promoters, to bioprotectants, that means biopesticides and so on, so that our system is cyclic. It is not dependent on outside chemicals, but the chemicals produced by the biological system itself. So I'll now, after talking about these three domains of the roadmap for the strategy, like to take you to some examples where I talk about the opportunities in the challenges that we have. The first challenge that we have is limited land and degraded soils. And that becomes an opportunity in strategic agriculture. Now, when we say strategic agriculture, that means it is in the field. So just one example, we can go for multi-story cropping, as I said. So taller, deeper agriculture will happen. Now, as you know, that there are some plants which have very shallow rhizospheric zone. That means the roots do not go very deep into soil. So that means what you are seeing here as the soil colored domain, that's from where they are taking nutrition, water, and everything. But there could be plants which go deeper. So they will not be taking from this zone, but they will be taking from a deeper zone. So let us say first one is 6 inches and other one is 1 feet. So next 6 inches is available to this plant, and then still further. So 1.5 feet. Now this plant is taking much deeper the nutrition, and then further, bigger shrubs, and even some small trees, and then bigger trees, and it keeps on going on and on. Now, why I am showing you this is that, and when we say that what crop can be grown in my field, we talk of one crop and maximum two crops. But rather than thinking that way, we have to look underground. What do these plants require? And if I grow them together without compromising on the density or the population of plants, that means in the same hectare, I can grow one lakh plants of one type, another lakh plants of another type. Usually what we do is when two are there, we say 50,000 of this and 50,000 of that. No, based on the root zone, which is active in the soil, I can have four, five, six type of crops with their own density and produce, a very good yield. That is multi-story or taller and deeper agriculture. Now, this taller and deeper agriculture, therefore, obviously, is greener agriculture also. That I have food crops, then I have medicinal plants, I have aromatic plants, then I have nutraceutical plants, then I have some industrial plants, and so on. And that means that I'll be raising the height of the farming by combining these crops and increasing the depth of the farming, going into zones, because of which they will not be competing with each other and will be happily living together in the same hectare. So think underground, work above ground. That's the approach we have to follow. And like we always talk about, that team spirit has to be there. And for team spirit, you need to have networking. We have to teach that networking to plants that we grow, and plants symbiotically grow with each other happily and give you the produce that you are looking at. So it could be multifold advantage. Some examples from CMAP I have taken because some of my colleagues were working here, like lemongrass and basil. Now, both of them are aromatic. Pigeon pea and basil. One is pulse and other is basil. Other is aromatic. Then geranium and garlic. Now in Uttarakhand, when we were doing the project, Dr. Bansal, Dr. AK Singh, they know very well that we were facing challenge that people were growing some things like garlic, which they considered as the cash crop. And when we said grow geranium also, so they said we cannot spare the land of garlic for geranium. So we told them how to grow them together and get both the plant yields. Now, like that, you can have with food crops and so on. Like here, you are seeing millets with the other plant. Now, another area in that limitation only.
सर वो अनम्यूट था.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, India, if we see total geographical area, it is 328 million hectares. And net sown area in that 328 million hectares is 141 million hectares. That means 42.8% of total. But if we say gross cropped area, that means more than one crop being grown, then it comes to 219 million hectares. So cropping cycle, cropping pattern, as well as co-cropping, everything considered. And if we say how much is the agricultural land in India, it is 180 million hectare. That is 54.8% of the total. Now, what does it mean? It means we have a big resource. Of course, I'm not saying that no one should be living in houses and homes, but they need to consolidate themselves. But we have to keep agriculture advantage of that land, which is arable. Now, arable means where cultivation can be there, although you have not used for that cultivation. That is 160 million hectares. So at least this much. And if we have twice the cropping intensity, then we can make it equivalent to what our total geographical area is. So just making two crops in the same land with what is arable land, which we cannot allow for housing and factories and things like that, or even I would say roads. We have to keep that for agriculture only. And then we will be having through half of it double, that is equivalent to geographical area that we have. Of course, we have only around 80 million hectare, 77.9 million hectare to be precise, as net irrigated area. But then we can think of where irrigation is not there, what to do. And that's where we come to marginal lands. Now, marginal lands is saline or ooser, sodic soils, acid soils, moisture stress, waterlogged soils, pani bhara rehta hai, ravine, mining leftovers, sloppy lands, undulated lands, and so on. Now, this is 80 million hectare. This we have to, by any means, utilize. And if we want to utilize that, we have to also think of what is a wasteland area. That means degraded soils. If you were present in our SKIA or Professor Sushil Kumar oration talk by Naveen Arora, Professor Naveen Arora, you must have seen he was talking about how to reclaim these degraded soils. So, 17% of the total is our degraded soils. That is 5.57 lakh square kilometers. Now, this is a thing that
सर अनम्यूट करिए आप म्यूट हो गए सर
oh,
हाँ
okay.
ओके ठीक
So, I would like to mention one name of a very brilliant scientist of CMAP, Dr. D.D. Patra, who used to work in this area. He later became Vice Chancellor of Bidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya also, and has been still active in working on such areas of work. Now, this picture is also of a project that CMAP had taken up in vast wastelands of sodicity and salinity, where even drought-like conditions are there and there is no irrigation water. So it had to be rain-fed type of things. All the canals, when you see, by the side of the canals, you have development of such patches also. Now, such marginal lands or the stressed soils, they can be utilized. So there can be many approaches. One is like bio remediation with hardy crops like medicinal and aromatic plants, because many medicinal aromatic plants even can suck out the soil or the sodium or other contents which are degrading the soil. Then we have xerophytes, which require very less water, like desert plants, or microbial consortia, like he was talking about, Professor Arora there, or archaebacteria, which live in extreme conditions only. So, sometimes we feel, why archaebacteria exist, but then here are they who can provide genes and functions which can live in so extreme conditions where you cannot think of life. And then leading to new cropping patterns, and also thinking of on such lands the approaches like hydroponics or captive cultivation are techniques that, although directly you would not be using that land for growing plants, but that land for growing plants in a contained condition right there, so it will be utilized. So I was talking about lands and soils. Now I talk about land and natural resources, and that is where high-tech non-stop agriculture can come in. Now, if that comes in, then also you have the advantages, and that is where the new ways of farming are emerging. And I think this is something which I would like to advocate to not only the farmers or their next generation, but also each one living in the urban systems, that you can grow microgreens. Now, the advantage is that microgreen will give you the nutrition and the food advantage within 1 to 3 weeks of growth. That means you just grow them to the to first true leaves after the cotyledons. When the true leaves emerge, you harvest it. So that means within 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you will have a crop with you. And these microgreens are much more nutritious than even sprouts that usually elite society is depending on for enzymes and vitamins and so on. So they are extremely nutritious, very fast growing, and require minimal space. You can grow them into your ice cream cups or curd cups, or you can grow into trays, like you get eggs in trays. Those trays can be utilized, or you can even make them if you are going commercial. And it is not exactly like tissue culture, but the laboratory which doesn't require tissue culture condition, and still you will have crops coming up. You can do that. One of the student interns, rather three interns from CMAP, had worked with me at Skies, and they really could demonstrate that at least 18 to 20 crops they could grow as microgreens. And you will find that in very high-end markets, they get very good price. So that means these are also sustainable. Then, as I was mentioning, hydroponics. Now, hydroponics basically is growing the plants without soil, but on an anchoring medium. That means it is not that their roots are just hanging. You are putting them into some inert medium, like you can have cocoa peat, or you can have perlite or vermiculite or sand and things like that to provide the anchorage to roots. That's all. No nutrition. Nutrition you provide by through water or through irrigation, and you can provide many times that nutrition, and therefore the growth will be many times. And again, within a chamber, which could be a poly house, like microgreens can be grown in a net house, these can be grown in a poly house or net house. You will get so many, so much of the growth through this very precise irrigation, or rather, I would say, ferti irrigation or nutri irrigation of these plants into the inert medium, and get the harvest very fast. So if a crop takes 3 to 4 months, in hydroponics you are going to get in 1 to 1.5 months or 2 months. So that is the advantage you can get, and on a soil you can develop this structure which otherwise is not arable. So you have nutrient solution which plants will absorb directly from water, which you are using like drip irrigation, typical drip irrigation type of system, or you can even spray. Anchor support through inert medium, and usually you can even use uh, when you work with wood, and there is a wood powder, burada jisko bolte hain, you can use that, you can use coco peat, you can use some of those things which are containing silica, and get advantage, or even waste like rock wool and so on. Then aeration is much higher here, and therefore the roots are very fast spreading, and you can control all the growth conditions, right from water pH to nutrient level to the factors, environmental factors. So you can have within your poly house a temperature maintained, or humidity maintained, and so on. So it's enormous scope when we use a approach like that. And from that approach came another approach. I would not like to say that they are entirely different approaches, hydroponics and aeroponics, but aeroponics became very popular because here you don't even need the inert medium to anchor the soils, anchor the roots. So it is a soil-free farming where plant roots hang, and you just create a mist of nutrition through water. And it is very precise, and therefore you save almost 95% of the water that otherwise you will be using for irrigation in soil. So you can think of, tomorrow we are heading towards water deficit world. Already many cities and many areas of the world, many countries are showing that problem, and therefore they are considering even agriculture as a burden. It won't remain if we use hydroponics and aeroponics type of system. All crops cannot be grown in aeroponics, all crops cannot be grown in hydroponics, but most of them you can simulate the conditions and produce them. And also, since these will be contained conditions, you will have pesticide free, there will be no diseases unless you don't put the sanitation and other things. And what you call as organic farming, or even some people call it natural farming and so on, those are terminologies, but actual things can happen when humans control the plant growth through the conditions, particularly the water and nutrition, and you can really lead. Then in high-tech agriculture, precision farming using drones and artificial intelligence. Now, I would like to call it from drone to tractor or drone to doctor. Now, the day is not far when drones will be doing operations like tractors also. So you will have a drone which flies and does the pesticide spray, or fertilizer spray, or even aerial irrigation, or even seed planting, as a broadcasting. It will also make furrows in the soil and do the planting for the crops like potato and things like that. And it is going to happen. And the advantage with drones is that you use thermal and multispectral sensors in them, which can even read from a distance, whether your grape is mature enough to harvest or not. Now, in horticulture particularly, or vegetables or fruits, you find that the harvesting stage sometimes get escaped, and then you have spoilage of the material. So they will have cameras and sensors which will tell you that this patch of the land is ready for harvesting. And I don't see any reason that farmers, if they can drive tractors, they cannot drive drones. They will be able to, and already they are doing. And we also have with us Flora Fauna Science Foundation, Bharat Rohan, as a collaborating company who work through the technology that drones drive, and even using for forecasting and even reading whether there is some disease or insect spreading, sensing that, and then timely action. So all those things will add to efficiency and save labor of the farmer and make them more and more efficient. And that's what my message to you was today, that let us spread the fragrance, that is a capability fragrance, to society. And then another system, that is tissue culture farming system. You must be knowing that our first winner of Sushil Kumar Innovation Award was Ashutosh Pandey from NIPGR from Delhi. He works on tissue culture system, which works for the farmers. That means it is not only, tissue culture is not only a technology that is used for research, but also for production of what agriculture or farming has to produce. So what we can do there, we have disease-free plants, because it will be contained conditions. So this becomes a bit more sophisticated to begin with, because in tissue culture, what you use is tissues, that is tiny pieces of plants, and grow them into full plants through uh, through the capability that is called totipotency, that each cell has a capability to produce the total organism. And obviously, when from a piece of plant you will produce the plant, so one piece giving to million plants, all will be identical. So that means they will be genetically pure. So it also solves the problem of seed production. Wherever you are able to succeed through this, whether it is through multiple shooting or through liquid cultures and so on. And then the plants go for hardening in greenhouse, which you are seeing in the lower picture. And that hardening then gives you, whether you go now out for a field strategic farming, or you could go taking these plants into hydroponics or aeroponic system and so on. So you will have all round the year the production. You will have genetic consistency, no problem of loss of the varietal character. You will have very fast multiplication, where you can make thousands of plants from just a piece of a plant. Higher yield and quality through what you will follow up after hardening, and disease-free environment. Coming to another challenge, and considering that as an opportunity, is sustainability conflict. This, in one of my earlier talks, I had talked about that how lower plants can help us in circular economy, and the issue that world is facing, United Nations is concerned about, we are also concerned, whole Southeast Asia is concerned, is uh, is oil palm plantations. Now, oil palm plantations, although look like forests, but they are not forests. It is evident from that when you grow forests of oil palm, you are on one hand snatching some area from the deeper forests. On the other hand, these oil palm plantations do not offer niche to larger animals. So there is an animal human conflict, wildlife conflict. And that is where animals like rhinos, elephants, or apes, they then run away from that. Now, when they run away, where would they go? Wherever they will find. So the population or the density of those organisms or those animals increases when they shift. And when that happens, obviously their number also will get limited. So this problem has to be solved. But on the other hand, oil palm is not something which is dispensable. That means the palm oil, because 3 billion people across the developing world, including sub-Saharan Africa, they're dependent on the livelihood from these plants, whether into the growing of these plants or plantations, or harvesting and then utilizing into confectionery industry, where you have savory products where main oil used is this only. So what to do? We can think of alternative, and scientists have done that. So this is an example which tells that once you start thinking beyond the boundaries, then you can find answers. So they have found healthier and greener alternative to palm oil. That is circular economy through algae or the lower plants. Now these algae are fed with what you call as would be waste or waste products from any crop that otherwise you would have gone for composting. No, use that into inert material which is medium and provide nutrition through that, and this becomes the solution that will allow these phytoplankton or the algae to grow. And once they grow, they produce very typical oil, what you call as palm oil. So you can genetically control that and make lot of palm oil within the chambers, which will be 1 hectare equivalent to 100 square meters or 100 square, not meter, 100 square feet. So that is the capacity that micro forms of the living system like algae can provide us. Not only they will be giving you that oil, they also can produce proteins which you otherwise use from dairy and other sources. Now the world also wants to make animals free from producing for us, whether it is meat or milk and things like that. You must have heard about vegan people. Vegan, although is a crazy thing people are going about, but then still it has a meaning as well. That can we spare other organisms to do their things and we still have not only materials but also the taste protected. So like you have a taste for curd, you have taste for cheese, you have taste for meat and so on. Then these systems or microalgae can provide you a typical cheese like not only texture and structure but also taste, where you will have 50 to 60% protein, while in cheese you don't have that much. So that is the advantage you will get, that in for protein production per unit area per unit time you will be much above. And this is an Israel company which is already doing at commercial scale. Now why microalgae only? We can go for macroalgae also. You must have seen that in lakes or in water bodies or oceans, when you are going for sailing or boating and you find that your paddles get stuck into plants which are deep there. Those are usually the macroalgae or seaweeds. Now these seaweeds are very rich in fiber as well as protein and many other nutritional elements, and therefore if we start utilizing them, then obviously we are going to dispense away many burdens that we have on landed plants or plants on the land coming to water bodies, and even including the water bodies which otherwise cannot be utilized for other plants that you want to grow as aquatic plant. Still you have that which can come up for health and nutrition, giving you the texture that meat like products have, giving you the proteins like dairy has, and giving you the materials that can even be used for housing shelter. So a lot of things are possible, and that's where we have to look for sustainable systems like this. Then we always talk about unused biomass. I'll not talk about composting, but I'll talk about what we throw. Like, watermelon, you sometimes feel irritated why there are so many seeds. And then when you eat a slice of watermelon, you throw the seeds. Some of the uses have been there, like magazi we call, which seeds can be the outer layer can be removed and you get very good nutritious material inside. But as such also, this is a Nigerian group which did this work, that not only if you put them into soup, not only they provide you the advantage of antioxidants and many minerals and vitamins like B complex, but also are very good thickening agents for the soup. You use usually corn flour. Now rather than that, you could use this also. So these type of innovations when become inclusive, we would be talking of an agriculture where nothing goes, of no use. Or you all would be facing this. Banana peel. We eat banana and throw the peel. Not only it creates problem if someone walks on it and falls down, but also it stinks afterwards. In your garbage bag, if banana peels are there, then they start thinking. But why not to think of what they can be used? And you would be surprised that now, again, at commercial level, people are using these peels after drying through a very systematic method and replacing bacon, that is basically the beef material, and having the sandwich giving you the same taste, or the powders of this used in cookies, and the texture is so good. So there are so many possibilities of what we throw in fruits and go for upcycling. And that's where not only you will be providing nutrition, but also the challenges of food technology, where we say that organoleptically they should look like, and they should taste like, and they should feel like. Now where feel like thing comes, banana peel like things help. Then another challenge, as I said, not only food, but we can cultivate health in farms. That's where I say we can change the spelling of farming to farming by replacing F with PH, that is pharmaceuticals. Let me tell you, the future of foods is going to be like this. They will be very diverse foods. Slowly we all are taking up our platter looking different, right? It is not always only roti and dal or roti and sabji, but many things now we are using. We call them as salads or things like that, or many pastas, or sorted veggies, and in those veggies you use many materials, and high end companies are selling them as very high end products at very higher rates, but we will be actually leading towards this as a natural food. And that is where India is going to be the nutraceutical hub. It's already aiming to be, and $100 billion we have already aimed in next 5 years. It was aimed in 22, so next year it should be 5 years. But I think this is not the limit. We can go 10 times of that if we really systematically follow what I was talking about through unconventional agriculture. And the advantage that India has is we have resources, we have medicinal plants, we have plants already established which give you health benefits. You have 52 agroclimatic diverse niches. That means think of a climate, you have it in India. Active nutraceutical pharma ingredients, making them is not difficult because we have already the facilities for pharmaceutical hubs, and same hubs will be used for nutraceutical purpose. And then our traditional advantage, the ethnic foods, that is ancient grains and ethnic foods. I had given a full talk on that, and I still believe this is going to be the future. And now we need a shift in agriculture through inclusive approach, not only growing these ancient grains only, but with food that you want to eat. And then botanicals are going to be the future in pharmaceutical industry. Now that is something which we never thought from this angle. Of course, a very uh, limited population of researchers has been thinking, but now we have to think it as a major agricultural drive, where we produce the ingredients from plants which otherwise are not eaten as food, or are not tasty, or are bitter, and packing them into capsules, and those capsules delivering the health advantage of pharmaceuticals or nutraceuticals, not as isolated molecules, but as extracts converted into various forms, which are GRAS, that is generally regarded as safe plants. So that is going to be something which we have to look at, bringing them into our cropping cycles. Now, this is a category of plants that we have most of the time not considered as beyond a culinary ingredient. Now, culinary advantage it does have, but if you look at the metabolome of spices, they have so many pathways in the plants which are accumulating molecules, which can be used for pharmaceutical purpose. Now, Sundaresan had attended with me one of our brainstorming we had with Ignite Science Foundation, where I also gave this editorial in Spark newsletter in June 2025, that it is the advantage of spices is that these chemical substances compare them with medicinal plants and also give them the aroma or fragrance advantage which goes into food, and they are not confined to a specific botanical family. So they are breaking taxonomic barriers, nor they are confined to class of plant organs or tissues. That means they are making way for cell agriculture, very, very evident. And they can be used in dry forms as well as fresh forms. You know that in culinary we use fresh dhania as well as dried dhania and so on. So this metabolome, if we just take example of capsicum or chili, usually when we say it's a spicy thing, then we talk about chili. But chili produces molecules which are good for pains. That means, you could replace the narcotic painkillers with the capsicum, capsaicin. They are good for pigments, that is red pigment, and now Shimla mirch into many colors. Those pigments can go directly into food without any problem of toxicity. And also many things that happen in its pathway, that you could create vanillin like molecules from capsicum. So that is what spices are teaching us, and that is why in our calendar, knowledge calendar this time, which Sundaresan will be bringing to you, we have put spices as the gift of nature. And when we talk about spices, then one category of the molecules that plants produce, I cannot skip, that is terpenoids or terpenes. Now, these terpenes basically follow a hierarchy of isoprene molecules, which are 5-carbon moieties or 5-carbon entities. Now, that two 5-carbon entities, when they combine, they make one monoterpene. And two monoterpenes can combine, give you diterpene. And you could have one monoterpene and one diterpene and get a sesquiterpene, and triterpenes and tetraterpenes and so on. So what you're seeing on the right side, you see again breaking the taxonomic barriers and tissue barriers, and you get various kinds of terpenoids which are directly linked with either aroma, fragrance, flavors, or pharmaceutical advantage. Now, farmers, tomorrow I would like to see in next generation agriculture, not saying I grow osimum or I grow basil, saying that I grow monoterpene, I grow diterpene, or I grow artemisinin in artemisia, that is a sesquiterpene, and things like that. So when that will start happening, they will be too near to the industry, and therefore a talking for the price will be much easier. And then breaking the food source barriers, because we are saying agriculture is producing food for us, and what are the food sources which we can grow in lands. Now here is a case of duckweed, which is basically a plant only. It is a plant which floats on water bodies, and in fact you could grow this even desertified land. That means there are lands which are converting into deserts. That is where you could make these water bodies and can grow this, the lemma minor or duckweed plant. And if we look at its chemical composition or food composition, it is a complete food source. It is as good as algae. Algae are the best food sources as far as we count on the nutritious requirements of human beings, but then duckweed like things are also there, and they can even give you 40% proteins. So just think of waste lying land pieces where, because of our malpractices, we have gone into desertification, and now that desert can be reclaimed through growing of such plants. Then we cannot leave fungi. I had talked about this earlier also. There is a company in Israel called Mush Foods or Mush Foods. Now that mush food works on mushrooms, but not on the fruiting bodies only, but also its mycelium. And that mycelium production is going directly either replacing meat or adding into meat preparation, so reducing the total meat requirement for a kebab production or any recipe. So what it means is you are reducing the load of animal meat, but still having that in a hybrid mode with these fungi. Or you could even make vegetarian products, because this gives you a texture that meat would have. So you could have terrestrial as well as seafood products, which you could be replacing or reducing the requirement. Then plant eggs. Now, this is a European company which is called Eat Just. The name of the company is Eat Just. Now, Eat Just has produced an egg, they call it as just egg. And that is produced from moong ki dal. There is a process. In that process, they are able to isolate the total protein and convert that through coagulation into things like omelette or scrambled egg and things like that. And even taste wise, they have been able to perfect it. And this has got European Food Safety Authority permission. Now that means that while you were growing moong as a dal, but now you can grow moong for eggs also. So another opportunity, and therefore, and moong doesn't compete with most of the plants, and therefore in our greener agriculture, it will be a very good advantage at commercial scale. Then eggy potatoes. Now there is a company in US called Polopo. Now they are producing egg white albumin. They have engineered the potatoes that it expresses there. And when it expresses, the albumin can be used for all those purposes where egg white is used. For health foods, egg white has become very popular worldwide. But then, if we can grow like potatoes, which is a main crop in USA, obviously you would be growing eggs underground as well. And that is where the advantage of utilizing or making post-harvest value will be much, much higher than what you will get in a potato. So it is very bioidentical, real thing that manufacturers want. And in fact, they have isolated then this albumin through just food preparation method only, and used it in bakery and other industry also. And it works. Now, Polopo is doing very large scale field trials of this crop. And US regulatory agencies have allowed that because it doesn't have any gene that is harmful or toxic, and therefore uh, the future in such engineered crops is going to be there. And not only that, you can also have a thinking like this, that can you have biofactories or dairy products produced in plants like lettuce. Lettuce leaves, they are huge in size. In very small area, you get very big leaves. And if they start expressing proteins that you want, and if you express milk proteins there, you can make lettuce milk. But not only that, now lettuce, you must have, those who are into research must have been knowing that tobacco is used as a very good system to express genes and study them. But lettuce is much, much better production of such molecules or enzymes or proteins. And therefore, tomorrow you could be having a dairy replacement through plants like lettuce, and they will become biofactories for producing not only milk, but also flavors. You could have molecules, you could have pharmaceuticals, and so on. And that too in contained conditions like hydroponics. So that is the future. Then in limited land and natural resources, how biotech will help. Biotech is going to come in a big way through cell agriculture. Now, cell agriculture, what it is? Cell agriculture means you are not going to grow plants to look like plants. They will be like this, what you are seeing here, a mass, but it is plant cells which are expressing what you get out of that vegetable or fruit. And those could be grown and expressed. Not only that, you can introduce genes and functions there, and express those genes that you want to make a very typical quality of food product, it is possible. And also, why plant cells only? You could use yeast, you could use bacteria, you could use many other systems, or one plant for the other plant, or animal proteins into plant proteins, and so on. This cell agriculture, you cannot prevent it. Like you could not prevent AI coming in, you cannot prevent cell agriculture coming into your agriculture, which is called as precise fermentation. And therefore, you don't now have to have a limitation of plants, animals, land, or soil. You still can have the agriculture being grown or being practiced into the contained conditions with very well controlled conditions and producing a lot of material that human population would require. So you could also remove animals, if you want to remove from the food chain that becomes part of human food only, then you could make those animal proteins expressed into such systems and have non-animal derived animal products produced there. So that brings you to the sustainability. Then leaving now not only uh, cell not only land and plants and animals, now leaving cells also of any eukaryotes or plants. It is called soline. Now soline is in Singapore food agency has allowed this as a food. They say this is a solar protein. Soline name comes from a solar system produced protein, which is typically not something which is produced as in agriculture, although utilizing the photosynthetic potential of plants. So when we talk of that, then traditional agriculture totally remains on one side, and this type of agriculture will be there. And this does not require any animals or photosynthetic plants, but what you require is simply the components of photosynthesis. So they say that you need electricity, you need carbon dioxide, and you need hydrogen, and you will be able to produce these proteins. And then this protein, basically utilizing any microbial cell system, you can make it into a product like a powder, which will be rich in all essential amino acids that you want. You are utilizing only CO2, air, and electricity. No land, no water of typical irrigation, although you require humidity uh, and carbon dioxide into the cytoplasm or the cell system of microbes. And they can be well controlled. And then those can be converted into products which could be meat alternatives, dairy alternatives, or even difficult to produce plant protein options. So all those can be taken care of. And again, this has regulatory clearance. And obviously, if it is there, we will also have one time in India these things happening. And precision fermentation is basically the cell factories that microbial systems can provide you. Microbial system, you can express any genes, whether it is human genes or animal genes or plant genes and so on. Only thing is you have to bring them in and then create conditions that allow their expression. And that precision fermentation is going to come in a big way for us. Now, if we are going to do that, then we need some facilitation also, and that's what I'm trying to do through Skies India in Lucknow region, and where students can come and learn from our laboratory, how to convert innovative ideas into innovations and innovations into products. Now, not only that, we talk about new trends, but you cannot forego the ancient wisdom. It still prevails. And in fact, modern food nutraceuticals are going to be benefited, or I think uh, uh, flooded with some of the ethnic food ideas that are important. And here, what you are seeing in the picture is the pulses. Pulses are the most ancient grains that humans had started using. And this is a report came in 2017 called Seeds of Change by WRM online, from where I have taken a lot of this information that I am showing to you, evolution of ancient grains. it says that we talk of superfoods of future, but we have many forgotten ancient grains which already were superfoods. So now how do we utilize through our technologies depends on us, and therefore in our that system strategic agriculture, this must become a part, and therefore it will lead to so many entrepreneurs and industries working on it. And these pulses I told you are the ancient seeds which perhaps man had first started cultivating. And pulses have advantage that they are very good partners with microbes in underground. So in their rhizosphere, they make nodules through with rhizobium, and that fixes nitrogen, and therefore you also keep a sustainable nutrient resource right into the soil. I'd like to take you to Flora Fauna Science Foundation on its platform. You are hearing me. We had gone through a declaration on 1st July in 2015. So now it is 11th year. And that declaration was not to follow, but dare to lead. And we wished we had a vision that will be enabling society to achieve health and nutrition through science, and that also should lead to societal benefit, particularly in rural areas and to the youth population, creating e-villages or entrepreneurial villages which could cross the boundaries of rural and urban. They could be anywhere. A village, e-village can be anywhere, even in your balcony, and so on. We are working on that. I congratulate the team Flora Fauna to do that. As you are seeing here, our uh, our members, they go to villages, they go to institutions, they interact with the women entrepreneurs. They also teach them what are the technologies, and we keep moving. I must acknowledge, sources of information which I have taken from public domain. As I mentioned, WRM, that is William Reed Media, uh, many other journals, Wikipedia, and some specific articles which I mentioned. And then my colleagues, some of them I have mentioned, but most of them have given me all the support that I need to take the message of foundation to all of you. And that's what I'm doing today. And this is Team CMAP, which I always acknowledge because they gave me a position of leadership to lead around 600 people, including 150 scientists, and all those students and staff who supported the missions that I had taken, which Anita had mentioned in my profile. And then industries raised from scratch, like Sky Life Technologies or NutraHelix or NutriPlanet, and so on. And as you can see here, uh, I mentioned teams are always there. We need to see. Now, all these people either are entrepreneurs or scientists at very high level. And you know him, Dr. Shasni, he is director of NBRI. He had done puja for this beginning of Skies India. So he was in that. Ashutosh is there, Rajesh Verma, Shilpi in DST, Darukar in CSA, Anita is our general secretary. And that's how we grow. And in fact, now the team is much bigger. I don't have to have them employed right at Skies, but whenever I give a call, all of them come running and help me. And that's how I am able to, as a single man army, also have a very big army of all these intellectuals who are helping in innovation ventures. I would like to thank you all for giving me a chance to show you this green footprint on a desertified, barren, waste land, which we want to see as our future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very informative lecture, and Dr. Anita, may kindly proceed further.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really enlightening, and we will definitely work with these guidelines in future. Thank you so much for that. Now, I would like to request Dr. V. Sundaresan, Senior Principal Scientist, to release the knowledge calendar, please.
Dr. Sundaresan, please. Okay.
Very happy New Year to everyone. Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, it was a very wonderful, enriching lecture. As always, we are learning in every stage of our life. A new future agriculture for new India is very much important. I think you have mentioned about the spice pharmacology in one of your slide, and I think someone can display the knowledge calendar. This time we have got a very new topic, as you are seeing spices, the nature's gift. So when we got this title, I thought, okay, very simple topic. I can easily get all the pictures because each and every day we are using spices in our kitchen, and we are seeing it may be ajwain, it may be anything actually, nutmeg or curry leaf. So we thought it is very easy. But when we start to collect picture, then we came to know it is very tough job because the first slot, the whole picture were rejected by sir actually. Okay, as usual. But we had a very great hope. All the pictures will be accepted, but it is not in the case. Then we realized it took 1 month to realize what exactly sir wants actually. Okay, so then our team started to search the picture. It was very tough to get a picture because spice as a whole, it looks very simple. It is simple. It is a very simple unit actually in our kitchen. But when you look into a picture, you will get it as a whole. You can you say a jeera or a nutmeg, you can get a whole picture. But sir wants it should be very focused, and a photographic should be there, a view should be there. So then we thought the very toughest picture was, sir, it was star anise actually. Star anise was very tough because I think many of you may not seen the plant. So with all difficulty, finally sir agreed, and we could satisfy at least some 90%. And the topic is a very interesting topic, spices, the nature's gift, and it looks very simple. As sir told it, across all the barriers of taxonomy or plant art, it may be from root, tuber, rhizomes, etc., etc. I think all you must go through the sir's note on spices, the nature gift, and very apt title for each and every month. As example, the nutmeg for January, sir has given you a title exactly matching with the picture. That is, a insight emanates from understanding, deep and appropriate expression. So it was a very, I think it has come, I don't know, sir. I think if sir says few words, our team will be very happy, sir. I think, sir, it can be display, AK Singh, sir.
Yeah, you can go for display straight. Yeah.
I'm trying, just a minute, please.
Sir, as earlier year, this year also we have printed 100 units, sir, and I have sent to all the units to Dr. Ashutosh. I think Ashutosh forwarded to Dr. AK Singh, sir. I think from tomorrow the distribution will start, sir.
Yeah. I have hard copy. I have received hard copy, and it will be distributed to all the members. And I'm trying to display the digital copy which you have shared, Dr. Anita. Have you downloaded it? अनीता जी, आपने इसको डाउनलोड किया था?
तो नहीं आता।
नहीं, जस्ट मिनट।
ऐसा किया तो था।
हाँ, two attachments. Sundaresan ji, where is the attachment?
Or if I can share this.
Yeah, okay.
It's coming,
share
sir.
from there, it will be all right, huh?
Yeah.
Probably it has.
It's visible, sir.
Yeah, it's visible.
Sir, I think this is the title Spices the Nature's Gift. Sir has given a very nice title, a timeless symphony of aroma and vitality, enriching life through nature's fragrant alchemist. I request all our members, and you just request your students also, scholars also, to go through the nice article or nice note written by Sir, our President Kanuja Sir, founder president. And here the second page, sir, we have given our mission and vision, because everyone should know. It should spread throughout the country, throughout the academician, throughout the researchers. What is Science Foundation, Flora Fauna Science Foundation, and what is our mission and what is our vision, sir, actually. And we have given recent photographs and our address. So here we start from the January. January we have the Mystica fragrance, that is our maize or nutmeg. Sir has selected this photo. We have sent a minimum, I think 6-7 photos of nutmeg. Sir has kind enough to select this. And as earlier last year, previous year, we have given all these details, sir, all the details. And the second one is, this is our yelachi, that is our green cardamom. I think everyone you are using. But we have given a very small write-up also, sir. Sir agreed this actually. Just first about the plant, where it is a habit, about the habit, and where they are distributed, and what is the exact part used as a spice, and what they are used for. Apart from spice, the flavoring or essential oil or some terminative or antioxidant effect also we have given a small knowledge paragraph. And here it is a cinnamon, that is our tejpat or talchini, the leaf of that cinnamon, and curry leaf. And if you see, this is the very hard to get this picture, because star anise, I think we use in our all our culinary, but problem is getting a picture of star anise, because we don't grow. It is not cultivated in our country. That is a big task actually. And we got a plant photo from a very important natural biologist, Dr. Navindu Page. Is a very wonderful scientist actually, sir, Western Ghats botanist. And this is our Karkuma Langa, the whole, because sir wants to show in a different way, because every day we are seeing a spice actually, but it should not be in the same way what we are seeing actually. The other side we should show. So here it is our lichen, that is a Parmelia perlata. I think everyone using in our non-veg or biryani curries actually. This is a very important plant. And these are all spices that gives almost the flavor of complete all the spices actually. So we have given, it is introduced a tree. We are growing in our CMAP Lucknow also, CMAP Bangalore also, and throughout many garden also this has been grown, this plant actually. And if you see, this is a clove we know in a different angle, but this is the real clove before maturation. So this photo is provided by Dr. Ravi Kumar. And again, this is vanilla, because vanilla we know the beans very well, but sir wants it should be focused or shown in a different way. So this is the vanilla flower actually. So this is a interesting photo. Then Piper nigrum, we all know about this actually. And Brassica, that is a mustard plant. And last, this is a dil or soya. And we have given in the last page all the contributor. We have acknowledged the contributors, those who are provided. Most of the photographs taken from Dr. Ravi Kumar, Dr. Murugan, and Dr. Navindu Page. And that's also, I want to wish to say something about this calendar by our founder president. Sir, please, sir, about your opinions.
Thank you, Sundaresan. Dr. Sundaresan and the team, as you can see from this calendar, has been into fields for almost half of the year, because I send a alert to Sundaresan every year when it shifts from July onwards, the second half of the year, that we have to create something. And then we thought of the topic. So I felt that spices, as I said in my presentation and also in that brainstorming by industry, that is spice industry, trying to now break barriers and come into pharmacology. So why not we we tell the wealth of spices that we have, which is gifted by nature to us. So as you can see in these plants, I must say that it's a very hard work of Sundaresan and the whole team which is supporting him in finding the right pictures at right stage, and then we give that expression as title of the picture, which I tried from my end, but main credit goes to Sundaresan and the whole team. And we look at that this fragrance is going to make the society healthy also, and that message we want to take through Flora Fauna Foundation platform, that people should start understanding how much is too much. That means you cannot keep on adding a spice because it has some good advantage, but also understanding its composition and using it in the amounts that our traditional knowledge has told us. And that traditional knowledge is supported with the pharmacological research that today is going on. So, what a beauty of synergy that we can see, that no one is unwanted, right from traditional uh, practitioners to the home housewives, or those who are ruling the kitchen, the food makers, the food industry, and those who are eating it. Not only can be benefited by molecules that will come out of these spices, but also because of those molecules, the right use of spice can help us in maintaining our health. So that was a objective for which we did. I must congratulate Sundaresan and the whole team that he has mentioned here, taking such good pictures and giving us such a good knowledge. Let's congratulate them.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sundaresan. You really had made it very beautiful pictures, and it's going to be really informative. Those people must जिनको नहीं देखा है कि कैसा फूल और कैसा फ्रूट बनता है, उनके लिए बहुत informative है. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, Dr. Sundaresan is a senior principal scientist at CSIR CMAP Research Center, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Thank you, sir. And once again, I would like to invite our advisor, Flora Fauna Science Foundation, Dr. Anil Kumar Singh, to release Flora Sarthi magazine. Over to you, sir.
थैंक यू अनीता। ये हमारे लिए सौभाग्य का विषय है कि हम ये फ्लोरा सारथी का 14वां अंक आपके सामने प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं। आपको ये आप देख रहे हैं इसको, इज इट विजुअल?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes.
Okay. So yes, this is the cover page, और कवर पेज पर इस बार बिक्सा ओरेलाना प्लांट, जो सिंदूर प्लांट के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, अनाटो ट्री एंड आल्सो नोन एज लिपस्टिक ट्री, बहुत महत्व है इसका मेडिसिनली भी, ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन में। दिस टाइम दिस हैज बीन included here. This was clicked from a local park here in निशादगंज। जस्ट हमारे दिमाग में एक दिन आया कि क्यों नहीं इसका हम चित्र प्रकाशित करें, और ये एक प्रकार से ट्रिब्यूट भी हो जाएगा हमारी सेनाओं के लिए, और जो हमारा ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हुआ है। सो दिस इज बिफोर यू। एंड देन इसको हमने कोशिश किया है फ्लिप पेजेस में बनाने के लिए। ये थोड़ा मैं इलाज करना चाहूँगा इसको, एक सेकेंड। फुल स्क्रीन पे ला रहे हैं, हाँ। सो शायद हम एकदम से बीच में पहुंच गए, क्योंकि ये नई टेक्नोलॉजी को हमने इस्तेमाल करने की कोशिश करी है। या सो अगर आप राइट डायरेक्शन में करेंगे तो दूसरा पन्ना आ जाएगा। यहाँ पर यह पूरी टीम है, हमारी एडिटोरियल टीम, और आप देख रहे हैं कि हमारे फाउंडर एडिटर प्रोफेसर सुमनप्रीत सिंह खनुजा, इनका जो विचार था 2019 में एक अपना एक इन हाउस एक मैगजीन होना चाहिए जो कि न्यूज़लेटर का भी काम करे, और यहाँ पर हेना से यानी हेल्थ, इन्वायरमेंट, न्यूट्रिशन एंड एग्रीकल्चर सभी के आर्टिकल्स जो हमारे सदस्य भी लिखें, बाहर के भी लोग लिखें, और उसका इसमें समावेश किया जाए, और एक ये माउथ पीस हमारे फ्लोरा फौना साइंस फाउंडेशन का बने। और तब से अब तक आज तक 14वां अंक आपके सामने है। और इसमें एक जो एडिटोरियल टीम है, इसमें सभी लोगों का सहयोग है। हमारे जो एग्जीक्यूटिव एडिटर हैं डॉक्टर वी सुंदरेशन, अगेन प्रिंसिपल सीनियर साइंटिस्ट फ्रॉम बेंगलोर सेंटर, एंड वेरी गुड कंट्रीब्यूशन, बहुत टाइमली इनका एसोसिएशन रहता है। और जिसके टाइटल और इसके लोगो में मदद किया है जॉयस खनुजा जी ने, जो कि बहुत ही अच्छा इन्होंने डिजाइन बनाया है, और ये आगे है। अब आगे चलते हैं, इसके कंटेंट पे सीधे आ जाते हैं। जैसा कि आपने देखा कि यहाँ सबसे पहले एक बहुत ही जिसको कहेंगे विचारोत्तेजक लेख है, नेक्स्ट जेन एग्रीकल्चर, और आज उसके बारे में लेक्चर भी आपने सुना उससे खनुजा जी का, जो कि हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों में है। उसके बाद जो दूसरा आर्टिकल है, जब इंसान और प्रकृति के का सहयोग होगा तो धरती की प्यास बुझेगी, मीनू खरे जी का इंटरव्यू है जल पुरुष श्री राजेंद्र सिंह के साथ, बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण, जरूर पढ़िएगा इसे। देन टॉक्सिसिटी स्टडीज इन हर्बल ड्रग्स बाय देवाबत्ता चंदा, साइंटिस्ट इन सीमैप। देन ट्रेडिशनल healing practices of Kani tribe, an ethnobotanical study by a team from CIMAP Field Station Research Center, and Dr. Sundaresan is also there. Aromatic crop waste, from waste to wealth. Again, there is a very good article, जो कि हम किस प्रकार से इसमें इसको संपदा में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। तो इस पे एक बहुत अच्छा आर्टिकल है। एंड एज यूजुअल सेंटर स्प्रेड कंट्रीब्यूटेड बाय डॉक्टर आर मुरुगन, बहुत अच्छे फोटोग्राफ्स हैं, मैं आगे अभी दिखाने की कोशिश करूंगा। देन पामारोजा की फसल में एक नई टेक्नोलॉजी का उद्गम किया गया है, विकास किया गया है, कि अगर फ्लावरिंग स्टेज पर इनकी हार्वेस्टिंग की जाए तो न केवल तेल की पैदावार ज़्यादा होती है, अच्छी होती है, बल्कि इसके जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स होते हैं जिरेनियल, जो दूसरे कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट वेलेबल कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट है, उसकी भी उपज बढ़ती है। देन देर आर एक्टिविटीज ऑफ फ्लोरा फौना साइंस फाउंडेशन, like this year we celebrated 10th foundation day. This now we have completed 11th, as our professor Khanuja has told you. Then team FFS, कुछ लोगों ने जा करके एक प्रगतिशील किसान गया प्रसाद मौर्य के फील्ड पे विजिट की, उनके इनोवेशन को देखा, और एक नया इंस्टीट्यूट जो कि काम कर रहा है, नर्सिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, लेड बाय मिसेज अनीता यादव जी, उनके यहाँ भी जा करके देखा, और किस प्रकार से वहाँ इनोवेटिव स्टडीज की जा रही हैं हेल्थ सेक्टर में। देन we have organized Professor Sushil Kumar Memorial Oration and Professor Sushil Kumar Innovation Award 2025 in collaboration with CSIR and BRI on 14th of December, उसको भी कवर किया है। और हमारे जो मेंबर्स हैं उन्होंने एकेडमिक मीटिंग्स में भाग लिया, उसका भी विवरण दिया गया है। फोर्थ कमिंग जो हमारा प्रोग्राम होने वाला है, फ्लोरा फौना इनोवेशन समिट, फरवरी में, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, अभी थोड़ी देर के बाद इस पर चर्चा करेंगे हमारी जनरल सेक्रेटरी। और जो हमारे एडवर्टोरियल्स हैं, स्काइज इंडिया या इमराल्ड नर्सिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, स्वराज हर्बल मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स, एंड देन सुगंधिम और निशांत रोमाज, इनके हम बहुत आभारी है कि इनका सहयोग मिला है। आगे चलते हैं, हम एक एक पेज आपको दिखा रहे हैं, जैसा कि हिंदी में प्रोफेसर खनुजा का जो नोट है, ये मीनू खरे जी का इंटरव्यू 2 पेजेस में, और ये सारे पेजेस आपके सामने हैं। मैं जल्दी से इनको आगे बढ़ाता हूँ, और सीधे हम आ रहे हैं सेंटर स्प्रेड पे। आप देख रहे हैं कितने सुंदर फूल हैं, लेकिन ये जो पौधे हैं जिनसे निकलते हैं ये फूल, इनका बड़ा ही ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन में भी महत्व है। इन्हें आप पढ़िएगा और देखिएगा, ये सेंटर में ही एक एक परमानेंट फीचर है हमारे मैगजीन का। ये पामारोजी की फसल में तेल का उत्पादन और गुणवत्ता बढ़ाने की कृषि तकनीक है। आप देख रहे हैं कि इस बार हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों प्रकार के आर्टिकल्स को इसमें रखा गया है। एंड देन FFSF एक्टिविटीज एट अ ग्लांस, जो मैंने आपको बताया कि चित्र सहित सचित्र विवरण इसका दिया गया है, जो कि ये आप जरूर इसको देखेंगे। और ये फोर्थ कमिंग इवेंट 7th फ्लोराफोना इनोवेशन समिट, जो कि थीम है हमारा प्रोग्रेस विद नेचर, इसके बारे में थोड़ी देर के बाद चर्चा होगी। और हमने लोगों की सुविधा के लिए, जो लोग मेंबर बनना चाहते हैं उनके लिए हमने यहाँ का मेंबरशिप फॉर्म भी रखा है, और जो प्रोसीजर फॉर डिपॉजिटिंग मनी विद दी फाउंडेशन, क्योंकि हम बताना चाहेंगे कि हम कहीं से कोई ग्रांट नहीं ले रहे हैं, सभी के सदस्यों के ही सहयोग से ये फाउंडेशन चल रहा है और आगे भी चलेगा। हम चाहते हैं कि इसमें लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सहयोग करें। ये हमारे एडवर्टोरियल्स हैं जिनका बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, और जो हमारे फ्लोरा फाउना फाउंडेशन के जो मैगजीन है उसकी स्ट्रेंथ है। हम सबको धन्यवाद देते हैं। एंड इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू ऑथर, वी इनवाइट आर्टिकल्स and we also invite advertorials, we also invite joint proposals for collaborative research, and lastly सुगंधिम का जो एडवर्टीजमेंट। तो इसके साथ ही हम पुनः पहले पन्ने पर आ जाते हैं सीधे, और अपने फाउंडर प्रेसिडेंट से आग्रह करेंगे कि कुछ दो शब्द इस मैगजीन के बारे में जरूर करें। मुशर्रफ में।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर सिंह, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और बधाई इस नए अंक के लिए, जो कि 14वां अंक है फ्लोरा सारथी का। जैसा कि इसका नाम बताता है, ये सारथी है। हम जो भी काम करना चाहते हैं या जो कार्य हो रहे हैं हमारे सिस्टम में, उनको सार्थ बनाने के लिए, एज ए मैसेंजर बिटवीन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड द बेनिफिशियरीज, ये हमारा एम रहता है। एंड एज डॉक्टर सिंह एक्सप्लेन्ड अबाउट दिस इशू एंड इवन द कवर फोटोग्राफ, I must congratulate Dr. A.K. Singh, Dr. Sundaresan, and the whole team who have contributed to this. This Flora Sarthi is your own, जो जिसको हम कहते हैं दूत है हमारा। और इस दूत के द्वारा हम एक तरफ तो जो विलेजेस में लोग हैं, जो ग्रामीण लोग हैं, वहाँ तक पहुँचना चाहते हैं। दूसरी ओर हम उन संस्थाओं को भी जोड़ना चाहते हैं, उन उद्योग या जो उद्यमी हैं उनको जोड़ना चाहते हैं साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, ताकि वो ना केवल लाभ उठा सके बल्कि समझ से वो और उसके गूढ़पन पे जा सके, डीपर जा सके। एंड व्हेन यू गो डीपर इनटू द सब्जेक्ट देन यू आर एबल टू इनोवेट। तो ये हमारा हमेशा एम रहता है। और साथ में हम ये भी इस फ्लोरा सारथी द्वारा, जैसा कि डॉक्टर सिंह ने बताया, हम बताते हैं कि आगे हम क्या करने जा रहे हैं। तो वो जो इनोवेशन समिट आएगा, या हमने पिछले 6 महीने में क्या किया, वो सारी चीज़ें इसमें आ जाती है, ताकि आप लोग जुड़े रहें। और मैं इस मौके पर जो भी लोग सुन रहे हैं चाहे वो फ्लोरा फोना साइंस फाउंडेशन के सदस्य हैं या नहीं, whether you are member of Flora Fauna Science Foundation or not, I invite you to contribute articles which can benefit either the science or the society, which is the purpose of this magazine. So once again, congratulations on this release to the whole team and Dr. A.K. Singh.
Thank you. Dr. Anita, please.
Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations to the whole team of Flora Sarthi for this new edition. And now I would take the privilege to announce the forthcoming event of Flora Fauna Science Foundation, which will be the 7th Flora Fauna Innovation Summit. उसका थीम जो होगा हमारा प्रोग्रेस विद नेचर, प्रकृति से उन्नति। जैसा कि सर ने अपने लेक्चर में अभी बताया था लीड टॉक में, कि भी जो हमारा पाथ है, जो हमारा रास्ता है, जो भी इनोवेशन, ट्रांसलेशन, इकोनॉमिक्स, इकोलॉजी, विलेजेस, यूथ एंड इंडस्ट्री, तो ये सबको लेके एक सार्थक होता है हमारा, जो हम हर साल एक इनोवेशन समिट करते हैं, जो कि हमारा फरवरी में होता है। वी टेक कि हम सैटरडेज को ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं। अभी डेट्स और उसकी जगह डिसाइड नहीं हुई है, जिसको बहुत ही जल्द आप लोग को सूचित किया जाए। बट उसका जो मेन एजेंडा है उसको मैं थोड़ा सा आप लोग को बताना चाहूंगी। The Flora Fauna Science Foundation is delighted to announce the forthcoming 7th Flora Fauna Innovation Summit 2026, a one-day national level event proposed to be organized during mid-February 2026. This anchored in overarching theme with progress with nature, यानी कि प्रकृति से उन्नति. ये हमारा थीम रहेगा. And the summit underscores the urgent need to harmonize scientific and technological advancement with ecological balance and socio-economic well-being. The exact date जो है हम लोग we will be discussing, the committee will decide soon and will be announced very shortly. But over the years, the Flora Fauna Innovation Summit series has evolved into vibrant and credible platform for dialogue, dissemination, and demonstration of innovations addressing contemporary challenges in agriculture, environment, and allied sectors. Now, FFIS 2026 seeks to further strengthen this tradition by facilitating meaningful interactions among scientists, innovators, progressive farmers, startups, entrepreneurs, students, researchers, and beneficiaries, enabling cross learning and collaborative thinking. A key highlight of the summit will be a set of technology, innovation, and theme lectures delivered by distinguished experts and practitioners. These lectures will focus on emerging technologies, innovative practices, and field validated solutions that promote sustainable agriculture, enhance climate resilience, and support nature positive development pathways. Now, complementing these sessions, the summit will also provide space for presentations of innovations, ideas, exhibits, and working models by participants, offering a practical and experimental learning environment. An important segment of FFIS 2026 will be an interactive expert panel discussion encompassing diverse aspects of economically important crops, including cereals, fruits, vegetables, aromatic, and medicinal plants. The deliberations will highlight the technologies and innovations that have demonstrated direct and measurable benefits, such as improved productivity, efficient resource use, environmental protection, and enhanced income generations for farming and rural communities. The summit is envisioned as an inclusive and participatory forum, encouraging open dialogue across disciplines and sectors by bringing together knowledge generators, technology developers, and end users on a common platform. FFIS 2026 aims to bridge the gap between research and practice, inspire actionable ideas, and catalyze partnership for sustainable impact. Through FFIS 2026, Flora Fauna Science Foundation reaffirms its commitment to advancing science based, innovation driven, and nature aligned solutions that contribute to sustainable development, environmental stewardship, and societal well being. The summit is expected to serve as a meaningful step forward in translating the vision of progress with nature into practical outcomes. So, this was the main agenda that we'll be taking up in the forthcoming summit. So, I invite, although the dates and the venue is not decided yet, but still, I invite all the farmers, the students, the entrepreneurs to put up their ideas, to come up with their innovations, and to be a part of that event and make it a grand success. Thank you so much. Over to Dr. Ashwini Kumar Srivastava to present a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Anita Yadav. I am very happy to propose a vote of thanks, and this will be my first interaction in this meeting. And Professor Khanuja sir, our grateful thanks for your valuable insight on the next generation agriculture, which is poised to hold great significance in sustainable development of agriculture in near future. Excellent deliberations, sir. Professor Khanuja has a vision channelizing science, knowledge, and innovation that is key and that he is already doing and it is going on. for improving quality of life while catalyzing societal empowerment through next generation agriculture as route to entrepreneurship, careers, and industrial opportunities creation by skills, competence, excellence. Next generation of agriculture discussed by Professor Kanuja, in fact, is comprehensive consideration of scientific thought for the progress and development of agricultural practice in, in the coming years. Thanks, sir, for your thoughtfulness for need of next generation of agriculture. In fact, Professor Kanuja shared his dream project of societal empowering, linking agriculture with health sector with a focus on societal empowerment and founded Flora Fauna Science Foundation. As we have already discussed about its objectives and how we are doing the excellent different types of things and not about and together experts and volunteers with together in different sphere of science, business, farm, media, society and academia, including farmers, entrepreneurs, technologists, researchers, journalists and students to enable villages. Dr. Suggestion and his team of TMAP Research Center at Bangalore has put their enormous efforts in bringing out very beautiful and informative table calendar. Deliberately designed as a knowledge calendar released today. We are extremely thankful to Dr. Sundaresan and his team for their beautiful proposition. Dr. A.K. Singh, advisor of the foundation and chief editor of Flora Sarthi, that team and his entire editorial team deserve heartiest congratulations for their earnest effort to publish the 14th issue of magazine in the shortest span of time. As you have seen, we had organized only 14th December their function, and that has been covered by in the this magazine. It's a really congratulations for Dr. Singh. Mrs. Anita Yadav, General Secretary of the Foundation, and Dr. Panika, Scientific Program Associate, have played vital and active role in our arrangements of today's online web talk. We are really thankful to them for their benevolence. And in the last but not the least, I am sure students, farmers, scientists, and members of foundation who have very kindly participated in the program enjoyed the today's web series and derived familiarity with the latest progress, technological and scientific advancement in the next generation of agricultural deliberations by our chairman, Professor Khanuja Sahab. And I am sure participation also really and the participants also relish the knowledge calendar and Flora Sarthi magazine. With these words, I express my heartfelt thanks to all of you for making program a great success. In the beginning of the year, a great success. Please accept our best wishes. Thank you very much. And in the end, I will just display the New Year message of as put forward by Professor Khanuja. Let's spread the fragrance in society with happiness of New Year 2026. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So with this, we come to the end of today's session. Dr. Manika, are you there?
Thank you, everyone. With this, we close the session for today. We'll meet you all soon for the next session in February. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We can stay back for a few minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
if you permit.
Yes, yes. Recording can be stopped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recording and live can be stopped.
Dr. Malika, recording is stopped, no?
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Just please, just a minute.